Hi, welcome back to another episode of Cherished Relics Boutique. Surprise! I thought I'd do something a little bit different today. You get to see me in person. I wanted to actually introduce myself face to face because all you've seen so far is my hands in all my videos. I woke up this morning and I got a notification on my phone saying that I reached 100 followers on my YouTube page for Cherished Relics Boutique. So that was pretty exciting, and I just wanted to reach out and say thank you to those people that have followed me, and hopefully I'm bringing you some content that's interesting and worthwhile. So today I was going to actually do some acid testing for you, showing you a couple different ways that you can test sterling silver, or what you think is sterling silver. And then I'm going to do another jewelry haul from a thrift store that I went to last week. But thought I'd just at least say hello in person and just say thanks for joining me. And I'll see you back in a minute. Attach those two videos together to make them one. It's not exactly my specialty, but I'll figure it out. Anyways, I have a few bracelets here that I'm suspicious could be sterling silver. And I'm not just suspicious. Several of them have actual marks of 925 or sterling in them. But I can't always believe that because I've definitely had items that were marked with 925 in the past, and then I test it and discover that it's not. Or I have 925 stuff that I'm not saying is a little bit of magnetic, but that is significantly magnetic. And I'm not talking about at the clasp. And that's really concerning, like why that would be. And I've had 925 that literally has rubbed off and shown me a goldish copper underneath, a fake Pandora necklace to be exact, that wasn't actually 925. So very exciting to know all those fakes are out there. And I guess we, if we're going to sell jewelry, have to make sure we get it right. So with that in mind, we have to know how to test. So I don't have any machines to test for, gold or silver. I know that there's probably some pretty pricey machines out there that can. But I do use, just jewelry testing stones. I have a couple here that I can show you. I actually use different color ones to do different things, and I'll tell you why. Whenever I've tried, initially when I first started, whenever I tried to test for silver, using a black stone where I was looking for it to turn, bright red or, just, reddish brown or brown for sterling silver. I can't see that on a dark stone, so I never felt confident about it. So I also have ordered white stones so that when I test sterling silver using the silver acid, I find that I can see much better. It's much easier for me. But today I'm going to show you another way to test for silver, which is using, 18 karat gold testing acid to be able to determine if it kind of turns it like a milky bluish white if it is sterling silver. It looks very different than what the gold would look like if it stayed there, because it's just more milky, and you'll see when I show you. Of course, and then I have silver acid that I use for testing silver also. Both of these will work. It's really your opinion on which you think works better. I guess, personally, I kind of am liking this better, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes today. So, let me get started with, let me just move these. I have a lot more testing stones, but I just got these little ones out so they wouldn't take up too much room in my filming. Okay, so these items that I actually have here are, some of them are marked, some aren't. This is a really nice bracelet that I got. I guess it might have been in a, there we go. I don't think I just purchased it. I think that I got it in some sort of jewelry mystery bag. But it's a nice bracelet. I definitely will still sell it. I think these kind of inspirational bracelets are something that people will buy. But this feels like sterling to me. It, you know, is not magnetic. Oh, hold on. But it doesn't have any marks on it. Not even a maker's mark. So I'm going to test that. This doesn't have any marks on the inside, but it seems like silver to me. I lie. Actually, there is a mark over here. I think I saw like letters, but I didn't see anything about, let me see. I thought I saw like HMK or something weird like that. Let me see if I can get this to focus. Oh, there you go. This has the letters A, H, M, which I have no idea what that means. But there's no other marks inside this jewelry. So I'm going to test that. Then okay, then this bracelet actually, yes, it looks coppery inside, which is concerning. This is true. But it has a mark of 925. So what's that about? I don't get it. I mean, and sometimes things can tarnish sort of brown, but this is strangely coppery. I don't know. So we're going to test that. This one has 2 marks in it. It's got a mark that says, I think I have it flipped the other way, tax. What does that say? Taxco or something? I want to say it probably is Spanish or something. Huh. I don't know what that is, but I know there's another mark. Keep going here, which has what appears to be them trying to say the word sterling. Sorry, this is not going well. I apologize for my suckiness at the moment. Okay, so you see there it has 925, or actually it just has 25. I gotta flip this around. As if there was a 9 there. And then this looks like it said sterling, S-T-E-R-I-N and G, but because it's marked on the inside of this, you know, so that's what I read it as. Anyways, that's the mark. This is a Brighton bracelet. It definitely has a mark on the inside. It's very small, but it's right there. I don't know if I can get you guys to see that. Come on, focus. And I'm going to test them 2 ways. I'm going to test them in the original way that I learned how to test for sterling silver, using this acid. And then after that, we're going to test the same 5 bracelets using the 18 karat acid, where we're looking for a different reaction. Okay, so that being said, the way you use these testing stones is you have to take the item that you're testing and scrape it pretty hard and make a nice long, you know, line. In this case, I'm only running 1 line over it, so it doesn't have to be too long because I'm not running like 3 versions of gold over it. We're just testing either if it's silver or not. So on here, I'm going to actually test 2 things on this bracelet. I'm going to test this part of the bracelet, and then I'm going to test one of these charms too. So let's see what happens when I do that. I know that's hard to see, but I did make a mark on there. And then once I put the solution on there, you'll be able to see a little bit better. Okay, so I'm putting it in order so I can remember what I did. This one. not yellow. It's weird. That one there. Try to scratch it in an inconspicuous place so that, you know, you're not like damaging the item that you're trying to sell. So I don't like take it and do it right here in the middle of the words. I try to do it on the edge here. Okay, so let me bring this up closer so you can see it. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things, but I have 6 lines because on that first one I did the charms as well. So when I do this so that you can get a nice close-up view, I will lift it up so you can see it. But let me go ahead and, I didn't put gloves on yet, but when you start to work with the actual solution, you're going to want to put gloves on, because I made the mistake. The very first time I got this acid stuff, I didn't put gloves on, and I was testing something. I was, you know, I'm not intentionally trying to touch it with my fingers, but I had like bumped something, and then I took my finger and went across it with no gloves on and just completely touched the acid. And, you know, I didn't know I didn't know much about it. It seemed harmless, and I didn't go immediately run and rush and rinse my hand under the water, but I did after about 30 seconds, and then my hand just stung for like days. It was the worst. So wear gloves. I know people say wear goggles too. I got a hole in this glove, but that's okay. Hopefully we won't touch that part. Okay, so the way using silver thing works is if I run this over this, if it shows up as really bright red, they describe that as being fine silver. I mean fine silver, like 0.999. If it's like just a dark red, then it's considered to be like 925, which is, you know, 92.5% silver. Or if we get brown, that's 0.8, or, you know, 80% silver, that would be brown. And then if I got green, that would be considered, so this is what I'm reading off of. I can't really put it in there very well because it's a box, but you can see right here, that's what I'm reading off of. Okay. So, and let me just say this to you. Hold on, I gotta get a tissue. Paper towel. I'm not good at differentiating between 0.9999 silver versus, you know, 925 versus 500, 0.55. I'm just looking that it's silver. I mean, honestly, it's either gonna not show up as a brownish color or it is. And honestly, I never see 0.5, 50% silver. That is so rare. Usually jewelry is, 925. So I'm really just looking, and that's what these were marked, or at least one of them actually said sterling, but I'm really just looking to get a reaction. If there's no reaction, what'll happen is you just won't see brown underneath the acid. So we're gonna pour it over here, and then I need to give it a minute. You can already immediately see there's some reaction in some of these. And if I can carefully lift it up without making it run, then you can see. Okay, so you can see of those 6 lines, the first line, the second line, and the 5th line were showing up as silver. The other 3 lines had nothing. You see, they just basically turned blank. Now, I'm sure there might be a differentiation between the other ones, but, between the 3 red ones. I don't know, dark brown versus brown versus brownish red versus dark red versus bright red. I don't know, but I know they're silver. Anyways, so that's that. That's an example. So that means that, let me put this down. Based on that, this Brighton bracelet, which doesn't shock me, of course. I don't think Brighton's going to mismark their stuff. This round part is silver and the charms are silver. These are glass. So that's good to know. And then this, even though it's marked silver, sterling, is not at all. This bracelet, even though it's marked a 925, is not at all. This one, I'm thrilled to say, is. And even though it wasn't marked 925, I don't know what those letters stood for, but it's good to know. And hopefully on, that we will get the same result when I do it on the black stone as well. And then this one says, no, it's not. So that's good to know. Okay, I'm going to bring those bracelets back, and I'm going to put them in the same order, because then I'm going to go and test the same exact thing on my black stone. And we'll hopefully get the same results. It's not going to look the same, but we'll get the same positive results. So when you wipe the stuff off of these stones, you want to be careful, of disposing of this acid in a correct and safe way. I usually just take a paper towel and kind of soak up, kind of wipe it. But then I usually, before I do another test on that, I usually, I have like a solution of and it's what they recommend on the paper, like the directions. I have a solution of, that's what I just did, of baking soda and water, that you can kind of clean it off a little bit. So that's prepped for the next time I use it. I don't want to put it away. So let me get that out of the way. And now we're going to look at this one. And I had already cleaned it before okay, so now we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to take these gloves off so I can rub these things. Again, I'm going to show you on here magnet-wise. Not magnetic. I wouldn't have tested these if they were, because I would have not magnetic, not magnetic, not magnetic. Okay. So let me do these scratches again. Again, I'm not worried about making a really, really long line, because I'm not testing multiple things. I just have to run this acid over one line, because it's either sterling or not. There's no levels of it, except in the color variation. Okay. Okay, there's the Brighton bracelet. Gosh, it shows up green. Gross, I don't know. I know there's ways you can test for base metal too. I'm not that skilled or confident. I'm not going to list something on eBay unless I know I'm listing something that's authentic. So it's important to do this, but in no way, let me say this, in no way do I claim to be an expert. I'm just learning like everybody else. Okay, so there are our 6 lines, which stand for the 6 things I'm testing. 2 things on the Brighton bracelet, the charm, then, up, all the way to the end. Okay, so now this is the reaction we're looking for here. Sorry, I'm moving that out of the way. When you use 18 karat, if it is silver, then it supposedly will kind of give you this sort of milky blue kind of look to it. So again, let me, before I open this, put my gloves back on. Gotta be all official here. And as I look there at the time at 1940, let me just say it right now, I'll do my video for my haul that I mentioned in my intro in a separate video, because obviously I'm testing these, but then I have one more batch that I'm going to test with you on those 2 versions, just so we get the practice. Okay, here we go. And again, if you look at there, we're looking for this milky blue, and you can already see it, and it's the same reaction as before. I gotta be really careful of this. The way that this is showing it is the Brighton bracelet is the actual bracelet and the charm. You see all that milky blue kind of white stuff? It's floating around now. That's telling me it's 925. Then the next 2 were not, even though it moved over there. That's just moved because it ran from over here. Not. This one is showing once again is sterling. That was this bangle right here with the safety chain. And then that inspirational one, not. So there you go. 2 different ways to test. Tell me in the comments what experience you've had with these things, which one you prefer. You know, I'm learning from you guys as well. So any sort of input you have on tricks of the trade. I don't know, it drives me nuts that things are marked 925 and they're really not. What a scam. Poor people buying stuff thinking that they're getting what certain thing and they're not. Makes me mad. People are pretty much illegally putting that stuff out there. Okay, so I am now going to bring in another set of jewelry. Sorry, I got to clean this before I use it again, because I'm a perfectionist. Okay. That one thing didn't want to come off. Whatever. Okay, so I'm going to bring in some new jewelry. So there we go. Sterling, yes. Just like in both tests, these are no's. This is a no. These are my yeses. Sorry. No. Yes. All right. So let me bring in a few more items. We're going to do the exact same thing. Okay, so a few items that I've purchased in my thrifting. Again, they're marked 925, but I can't always believe it. So I'm going to test it just to be double sure. So this one is marked 925 on the inside here. Right there. This one is marked 925 on the clasp. I don't know that you're going to be able to see that. Let me flip it over. Come on, you can do it. It's marked 925 there. It's just not cooperating. Anyways, it is. Okay. This watch on the clasp, it's marked 925 right here. I'm not going to show you, but both of these chains on the clasps are marked 925. Okay, so there's one. And here's my other. Okay. 5 things to test. And actually on that dolphin bracelet, and that first bracelet, I'll probably test 2 parts of it. Like the part here, I'll probably test separately from this part. And here, I'll probably test the clasp, and then I'll probably test a dolphin. Here, I'll just do the latch, and then here, I don't know. I'll probably just do the chain. If the chain's sterling, I know the clasp will be. So, anyways, let's do it on the first kind here. So let me do a couple scratches. Actually, I'll probably just do it on this rounded part because it's just easier for me to get to it. Okay, I'm doing one of the little dolphins. Not even showing it. You can't even see it. That's annoying. There we go. Maybe I'll do this ball over here. Okay. I'm going to do this clasp. I'm always worried about doing these chains because I'm afraid I'm going to like hurt them. You know, like, I don't know. Okay, I'll do this clasp. Like, you have to scratch them really hard, and I'm always afraid I'm going to like damage the bracelet, like rip it, make the links rubbed so hard that they come apart. That's what I'm always worried about. I don't know, makes me stressed. See, and then I'm sitting here like half rubbing it off as I'm putting it on. I can't even tell that it's on there. Let me do it from one of these end pieces. Okay, that's better. Okay, here we go. What do you think is going to happen? What I hope is that it all is sterling, but of course, I'm not going to be that lucky because nothing ever works out like that. Putting the gloves on. Getting my tester solution. Again, we're looking for, you know, bright red. We're not going to have 99% silver. Really, we're looking for like a dark red. Ooh, there's lots popping up there. That's good. I mean, and if I don't have a ton of it turning red, it also may be that I didn't scratch enough. Like, really, it looks like the watch is the only thing that's not. This one at the beginning, where I did, let me wipe some of this off. Right now, what that's telling me is it's saying this here was sterling. Both of the things I scratched there were sterling. This was not. This was sterling. This was sterling. But unfortunately, on the part that I scratched for the band on here, it's not showing up very well. So I just want to check it one more time. I'll just do a nice dark line. Let me just try one more time because it wasn't clear to me. Oh, there we go. Okay. My husband's bringing my dog in here. So it definitely is sterling. I just didn't get enough of it. All right. So that's what we found out. Hello, Emma. It's my dog. She's very old. Hard to get up the stairs. My husband has to carry her up sometimes because she's just getting so old. Okay. So, yes, yes, no, yes, yes. So let's see what happens when we do the black stone. I want you to know I normally wouldn't be doing it two ways. I'm only doing it two ways to show you guys how you can use either way to test your sterling. They are both just as effective, and I just want you to see me do it so you know, you get the practice of seeing me do a few things. Okay, here we go. hard to grab that. It's very difficult. And that sterling is so soft. I shouldn't try to scratch with my gloves on. That's what makes it hard. So hard. There's my dolphin. Here's the ball. There's the clasp to the watch. I'm running out of space. I'm going to do it over here for the last two. So this is the first chain. This is the second chain. So I'm just going to have to draw it in two places. Okay. All right. Last time. I'm working again. I'm looking for this reaction of a, like I said, turns sort of a milky blue. These first two go with that one. These two go with that. The one on the end here is the watch. And then these two are the two bracelets. Boy, you can see it change colors so quick. Okay. It's not a very good example because the thing I scratched on that bracelet over there, I just didn't scratch it well enough to get it, but it's still showing as sterling, even though I didn't scratch it very well. I'll do it again for you. Oh, and now all this is running together. Sterling on the top there, sterling for both of those, the watch knot, which is exactly what we found out with when we did it with the silver stuff. I will do it one more time just to show you. This, because it didn't show up very well, so I apologize. Hopefully that one will. Yes. You see, that just goes to show. Sometimes you're scratching, because when we looked at it a second ago, it barely showed up, and it definitely is sterling. I just didn't get a good scratch, so you want to make sure you're scratching it well. All right, so there you go, using acid testing. And, you know, usually I try to set jewelry aside to just do a whole bunch of acid testing at once. I don't like get it out and just do one thing. Usually I do it, you know, a whole bunch at once just because it's easier. Very important thing. You can purchase these things. I got my kit with all my acids. It looks like this. I got it on, you know, Amazon. And then it came with, you know, testing stones. It was just a whole kit that came. It actually came with some other things. It came with a jeweler's loop and some other things. But, you know, there's lots of different options on there depending on how much you want to spend. So, anyways, that's all I have for you today. Practicing, you know, figuring out 925. Don't always trust it. That's the lesson here. And don't trust when it's not marked that it really isn't. Because, you know, this bracelet's a perfect example. It was not marked, and it really was. This was marked, but it really wasn't. So you got to test those things. Hope this has been helpful. Give me a like on your way out, and you guys have a great evening. Take care. All right. I'm adding this part. I don't know if I'm putting it at the end of the video or if I'm going to put it in between my intro and the actual video, but throughout the whole video, I referred to this bracelet as not being marked. Oh, Emma, you're so sweet. but it actually is marked, and I just realized it now. So as I do my entire video, I'm sorry for yelling in your ear. Okay, thank you for the kisses. I'm not going to try to show you, but it is marked. It's inside there somewhere. Right. Seriously. Right there. But I can't focus on it right now. But it is marked. And so I'm not going to go redo the whole video. Even though I said, hey, this one's not marked, da da da. But it's marked. But it tested as that, so that's good. Thank you for joining me. I hope all of that testing practice was helpful. All I know is all of it's like a big science experiment and quite overwhelming. So it's a work in progress. You never stop learning. I'm a teacher too, so I'll be the first one to tell you, you never stop learning. Y'all have a great evening. Say good night, Emma. Later, Gator.